Can I show you what's in the woods? Ooh, I want to show you what's in the woods. Ooh, I want to show you what's in the woods. Ooh, I want to show you what's in the woods. Oh, please, just let her show you what's in the woods. Honestly, it can't be any worse than there's something wrong with the children. There's something wrong with this screenplay. It's an Epix original film that's co-produced by Blumhouse. Anytime Blumhouse is involved in a project, pretty much 90% of the time, if you don't get schlock, you might get something halfway good. You might also get something like There's Something Wrong with the Children. This is a new film that just came out, by the way. It's available for a few bucks on Amazon. If you want to check it out, you could get the Epix streaming service. It's now MGM Plus now that I think about it. Epix has just gotten the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here, Epix. You ever seen a man say goodbye to a streaming service nobody's really heard of? Once. This was directed by Roxanne Benjamin, who directed a few movies such as Buddy at Brighton Rock and TV and anthology like, I don't know, she did a couple anthology things. I don't really have a whole lot to add to that. There were two people that wrote this. TJ Simfel, who did No Tell Motel, not No Woman, No Cry, not to be confused with that because they're completely different, and also Vicious Circles from VHS Viral. VHS Viral, by the way, I would like to say, was the worst of the VHS franchise. Fuck VHS Viral. Nobody likes VHS Viral. If you think you did, you're likely insane, because VHS Viral was terrible. Vicious Circles, by the way, was the overarching story. You know, the worst part of VHS Viral, which is saying something, because none of the tapes were any good. Also, David White. Not to be confused with Jay Whiteo, who also did Vicious Circles from VHS Viral. You know, I probably should have gotten the hint that this wasn't going to have the best writing, but that's okay. It looked cheesy. It looked fun. The people that were in this, Amanda Crew, not to be confused with the DK Crew, DK Donkey Kong. That rap stuck in your head. She plays Ellie. And then there's her husband, Thomas, or Tomas. Tomas, played by Carlos Santos. Man with two first names, or two last names, depending on how you go. And there's Zach Gilford, who played Ben. Ben, who had all the personality, character-wise, had all the personality of the guy from Significant Other. FYI, if you've seen Significant Other, you've kind of seen this. Except Significant Other was a lot blander, because Michael Monroe is really bland. So, Briella Guza and David Mattel, or Mattel, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce. They play the kids. Lucy, who's in the sky with diamonds, and Spencer. Spencer's gifts are to Lucy in the sky with diamonds. In case you noticed, I haven't really been talking about the plot. Here's the plot. Two couples, one with the two kids, Lucy and Spencer. And then the other couple, Margaret, who is played by Alicia Wainwright, who is so much... Every actor that actually has been in anything, and there's only a few people in this movie, by the way. There's like 7 people in the cast. At least, I'll say this much. There are some good actors in this cast. Alicia Wainwright in particular, right, is way, way above this material. Actually, everybody's above this goddamn material. Even the kids. Even the park ranger, who's not in there for very long. Sorry, spoilers. So, they're on a camping trip at a cabin, resort thing, something or other. And then the kids start acting weird after they go into these weird ruins that they didn't even know were there, even though they are literally, apparently, just 50 feet into the woods. Because they take a walk and suddenly, boom, they're there. There are these ruins. Wow, these are weird. I don't remember these being here. Where were these? We'd clearly been here before, but how did we not see this stuff 50 feet in front of us? I don't know if it's coming across, but I really wasn't a big fan of this movie, but that's okay, that's okay. Maybe something will redeem it. Maybe something will. Like them going to the ruins, and then the kids start acting weird because this weird hole was knocked out. And then there's this weird hole that's like a giant pit. It's a bottomless pit. The boogeyman's coming out of it. A giant wall being knocked down, and something weird is going on. It's like that R.L. Stine book that I can't recall the name of, where this guy was taking his class on a trip in some abandoned area, tunnel area, and then this wall collapses and this ancient evil pops out that I think had something to do with the class that he had killed or left trapped down there or something. But anyway, let's get back to this. Yeah, the kids see something, and then the kids start acting weird, and then the kids start torturing Ben, and Ben also has stuff in his past that make people question: is he really seeing this stuff, or is stuff just all in his head? He ain't happy. He's feeling bad. He's got sunshine in a bag. He's not useless, but he is for long. And I don't have the lyrics of this song, as you can tell. So yeah, Ben is trying to convince everybody, all three other people, that shit's going south, that there's something wrong with the children. And I'm going to say right now, by the way, that even though the actors try, these are some of the worst creepy kids that I have seen in movies. They aren't even creepy. Most of the time, they'll do like a little bit of something, then they'll go away. Then they'll do a little bit of something, then they'll go away. This takes a paranormal activity route of basically saving everything for the last 20 minutes. And by then, well before then, you have just given up. This movie is atrocious. It's a throwback to like 80s sci-fi-ish, horror movies and stuff like that. I think it tried to channel Invaders from Mars, just not on the same scope. Or it even tried to channel like the 50s and 60s, maybe even the 40s sci-fi-ish, horror monster stuff and everything. Trying to, like, oh, there's something going on, they're possessed or something. There's an ancient evil, there's whatever. And the explanation actually ends up being so mind-numbingly simple. This movie had to have been made with everybody's families being held hostage. I know I come up with that a lot, but there's no excuse for a movie being this bad. The camera work is terrible. The music, the synth music, and the other stuff. Look, if that's a talented band that's doing that music, great. If that's a talented composer doing that, great. I hope they can get a chance to show off better skills than what they got here. This was atrocious. It wasn't even funny. It wasn't. They played it straight. Had they played this as a comedy, sure, it might not hit, but it would certainly explain stuff better than it did. Better than the finished product, at least, because this was playing it so straight. Why? To what end? There are no stakes. Everything about this is so painfully generic. It's like you could get a horror movie bingo card. Hit the cliches and, oh, look, creepy kids, check. Kids, making it so only one person can see this, but nobody else can. And then everybody's fighting and all this and check, check, check. And oh, obvious thing that we knew from the very beginning is the culprit. Wow, I just hit bingo. This movie's terrible. It's for a few bucks on Amazon if you want to check it out. But yeah, this is just from beginning to end. This is an agonizing shit fest. If this is not in my at least top 15 of worst movies of the year, by the time we get to the end of this year, it is a long, long year. I watched 200 movies last year. Had this come out at the end of last year, it would have been on my worst movies of the year list. That's how agonizingly shit this is. There's something wrong with the children. Yeah, there's something wrong with the screenplay and every other technical aspect of this. And I'm sorry if anybody working on this movie gets offended. Look, you guys got to make money doing this. That's fine. I know it's hard to make a movie, and sometimes people just have to do this stuff. But if this is the best, if this was the finished product, I would hate to see the shit they cut. But then again, based on the fact that they had people wander around like crazy, just wander around and aimlessly walk and stuff like that, and then they would try to do the weird, goofy camera work, and is there something weird going on, or is it a dream sequence, is it real, is it Memorex? Nobody cares, because you didn't have any good characters in this. There was nobody worth rooting for. There were no villains. There were like, oh god, I really, really hope they get their just due. I didn't care. I just ranted about it because I see so many movies that get such little funding that are so good. They get shoved out on Shudder, and I love Shudder, don't get me wrong. But then you see something like this that gets a little bit of money behind it, and you're like, wow, really? You have independent filmmakers struggling to do this? Struggling to get their projects out in this? I hope that Roxanne Benjamin gets a chance to do better projects, because I did see Body at Brighton Rock, and it actually wasn't that bad. I'm not saying it was great, but it was way, way above this. Anyway, so you want to know the spoilers? Yeah, I'm going to get into spoilers here in just a little bit, but it's, maybe it's on Epic/MGM Plus. I don't know, because I ordered it on Amazon. You know what? Paying a few bucks to support the artist, even if I hate the movie, is fine. I don't pirate movies because I'm going to support the artist. So anyway, yeah, $7. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. I'm not saying it was the aliens, but it was the aliens. There you go. That's it. The whole shiny thing turns them into weird alien-type creatures. We don't see what they are. We don't care what they are. Most people die because they're stupid. The parents die because they're stupid. One of the kids plays dead and then ends up coming back to life because he's actually not dead. They just did it to get Ben separated because you got to keep Ben separated. Hey, from the offspring. Aha. Also, before any of this happens, these two couples are alleged to be friends. And they argue and bicker so goddamn much. And I'm talking among each other. I'm not talking about the couples arguing, because couples argue all the time. These four people argue so much, and I'm like, how did they ever manage to get a cup of coffee together, let alone organize a trip? God, every character in this is stupid. Fuck, there's something wrong with the children. How dare you? How dare you, Epics? How dare you, Blumhouse, think that this is a good idea? How dare you? Yeah, it's aliens. They kill everybody except they possess Ben. Ben ends up getting possessed by whatever it is, because he goes to the bottomless pit thing. Oh, it's the place that shines. Well, even if it was total pitch black, it would shine brighter than this goddamn screenplay. And then Margaret has to fight them off, ends up stalling and putting her keys in the ignition, but then decides, oh shit, I need to go hide under the vehicle because it's not time for the movie to end yet. I need to hide like an idiot. I'm going to call the guy's cell phone, the dad that they killed off in the woods, seemingly. They killed the mother, but the mother disappeared. The park ranger had shown up. She got killed off really quickly. And then Ben confronts Margaret and says, hey, wait, we need to go to the place that shines. It's beautiful. We can have kids. They talked about having kids earlier. I'm going to make the decisions. You're going to give birth to the offspring because the kids aren't all right. I'd come up with more goddamn offspring references if I want, but I don't have much self-esteem. Hey. So yeah, then Margaret ends up almost getting killed by Ben, but then Thomas jumps from nowhere because plot device. And then she manages to get there. Ben and the kids walk out into the roads, are holding hands, got the whole world in his hands. And then she panics, she races, and she's going to run him over. And then that's the end credits. Fuck you. There's something wrong with the children. There's something wrong with every aspect of this goddamn movie. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you, Epics? How dare you, Blumhouse? F. It gets an F. This is abysmal. It's not even entertaining abysmal. At least I got some entertainment out of the Devil's Conspiracy. As bad as that was. I don't even know if this is this bad, but this was that bad, but god damn it. F. Fuck. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.